At Brand Secrets and Strategies, you learn how to save valuable time and money, where you learn strategies to get your products on more store shelves and into the hands of more shoppers, empowering brands and raising the bar. Hello, and thank you for joining us today. This is the Brand Secrets and Strategies podcast, session 190. Welcome. I'm going to do something that I've never done before. Today's podcast is also going to be this week's free downloadable guide, and it's also going to be this week's YouTube video. The YouTube version will still have illustrations on it, so you want to go back and look at it. It's fitting to make this available in so many different formats to celebrate some really exciting news I have for you, something that's going to change your life for the better. This may be one of the most important podcasts you hear. Please help me raise the bar in natural. Share this with other brands wanting to grow sustainable sales. Go back and listen to previous podcast episodes for more brand building content. I may even solve your most pressing bottleneck. You know, the things that keep you up at night? Subscribe so you get instant access to new brand building content as soon as it becomes available. So why is this episode so important, you ask? Over 80% of natural brands fail within the first year, and I'm committed to change that. Today, I'm helping make good on that commitment to you. Today, I'm going to teach you proven strategies to help you reduce wasteful spending while growing sustainable sales at the same time. Do I have your attention? Now, obviously, this requires a different mindset and a different strategy than you've been using. It also requires skills that are not taught anywhere else. Simply put, there's a better way. These are the strategies that I developed early in my career that helped me make a seismic difference with the companies that I've worked for, as well as my clients. They've worked for me, and they can work for you too. You've probably heard me talk about how inefficient most promotions are. The statistics are staggering and stacked against you. Let's face it, retail is pay to play, and large brands with deep pockets have an advantage, or at least they did before today. Roughly 25% of a brand's gross sales are tied to their trade marketing, and yet over 70% of those dollars are wasted or ineffective, even more unnatural. You probably wonder how I can make such a claim and where that comes from. Well, that's what this podcast episode is about. I learned years ago about the importance of maximizing your trade marketing ROI, and these are some of the strategies I came up with that helped me push around some of the biggest, most iconic brands on the planet. I share several of these stories on different podcast episodes, so you'll definitely want to check them out and leverage them to help you get a competitive advantage. Trade marketing includes everything required to get your brand in the hands of shoppers. Everything. It's usually the single largest item on a brand's income statement. It's also the biggest controllable expense most brands overlook, especially small brands. It's also the area that even sophisticated brands stumble. That's due largely to the complexities and hidden opportunities. I'm going to help you simplify this and put you in the driver's seat. Back to the statistics. The primary goal of your trade spending is to introduce your brand to future shoppers. It's not to reward existing customers that buy your products. There are more effective ways to do that I'll cover in my Trade Marketing Essentials course. The key objective for your trade spending is to increase sales of your brand after the promotion ends. That's something almost impossible using the cookie-cutter strategies brands rely on today. Let's fix that. This is a big reason why promotional spending is so ineffective. Current strategies simply throw good money at promotions that do little if anything to increase sales after the promotion's over. What's the definition of insanity? In order to fix this, you need to understand the intricacies of a promotion. What strategies grow sales and reduce wasteful spending? You're probably thinking that you have a tool to help manage your promotion so you don't need to listen in. On the contrary, this is critically important for you also. You see, even the best trade management tools are only as good as the data you put into them. Simply put, garbage in, garbage out. Do you know exactly where your data comes from and how it's collected? Do you know exactly what items sales are captured and what items it misses? I'm going to shock you. Most of the data that you're using does not accurately reflect the impact of your promotion. And if you can't accurately reflect the impact of your promotion, then how's it going to help you accurately plan and forecast sales? Good question. Let me give you a couple examples of typical errors. The data that you get from a syndicated data provider does not align with the way retailers promote. Retailers typically begin their promotions on a Wednesday and end them on a Tuesday, while syndicated data providers, that's Nielsen, IRI, and Spins, begin and end their reporting weeks on the weekend. Simply put, you're overlooking a couple of days of sales during the promotion while including a few days before or after the promotion. I have a great illustration of this included in the How to Calculate the True ROI of a Promotion webinar. I just loaded that on the Brand Secrets and Strategies YouTube channel. You'll want to check it out. There are a lot of times when I go shopping on a Sunday while the stores are less crowded. While I get the benefit of your promotion, you may not see what I purchased based on the way that you promote. Kind of defeats the purpose of spending money to measure your brand's performance, right? I have creative strategies to work around this in my Trade Marketing Essentials course. Another issue that you need to be aware of is that the data that you're getting does not reflect the accurate sales on every store shelf on every day of the promotion. Let me explain. When you use total retailer sales, it lumps the sales of every store into a single number, so it does not know how many of the stores in the chain did or did not participate in the promotion, and which of the stores had out of stocks and for how long. In these examples, you might be paying to promote your brand in a store with empty shelves, another waste of money that disappoints shoppers. There's nothing worse for a customer to make a special trip to a store only to find the shelves empty for the item that they want. There are a lot of other complications and things you need to be aware of, but I'll save that for the Trade Marketing Essentials course. So how does that relate to today's podcast? Not understanding the key components that drive sustainable sales growth leaves you blind to promotions that are a huge waste of money. So you're probably thinking that I've got one of those fancy tools that manages my trade marketing and all that's taken care of. Well, as I've just illustrated, there's a lot more to trade marketing than having a fancy tool. This is one of the biggest struggles that literally every brand has, including big brands. The two simple issues that I outlined here impact every brand, and I've barely scratched the surface. The bottom line is that if I can help you save even a little bit of money on your promotions, well then that'll give you more runway to grow sales and profits, gain incremental distribution, fund new innovation, make your brand more attractive to investors and retailers, help support more worthy causes, and much more. In the How to Calculate the True ROI from a Promotion free webinar replay, I compare having one of those fancy trade promotion applications is similar to using QuickBooks. I studied to become a CPA in college, so I have a pretty good understanding of advanced accounting principles, and I can tell you from experience that owning a copy of QuickBooks will not qualify you to take the CPA exam. Just because you've read a medical textbook several times doesn't mean that you can remove my gallbladder. The point I'm trying to make here is that expertise and experience is more than having access to a cool tool. Conversely, having the experience and expertise can give you even more from that cool tool. That's what I'm here for, to help you maximize each and every trade promotion dollar. I hope I've illustrated how important it is to have at least a cursory understanding of the key concepts that make up your trade marketing and how they impact your sales growth. At the very least, these skills will help you oversee, manage, and guide the people you task with this responsibility. Remember that your brand has your name on it and that every dollar you save, you can reinvest it. Make this a priority and don't farm it out. So let's dig into this. Before you set your goals, you need to have something to measure them against. Let's start out with the statistical benchmarks. On my Brand Secrets and Strategies website, I built a free promotion analysis tool. Click on the button above the menu bar and scroll down to the tool. The first part of the tool is designed to help you identify how much you're spending on trade marketing currently. Once you know what you're spending, then we can use that as a benchmark to help you show ways to maximize your trade spending. In the Promotional Efficiency Calculator, enter your annual gross sales. The figure on the report is just a placeholder. Override the numbers on the report with your numbers. Using the example in the report, let's say that your company sells $800,000 a year. Using the average 25% promotional spending figure means that you're spending roughly $200,000 annually on trade marketing. The percent promotional efficiency improvement is set to 10%. If we can save you 10% on your promotional spending, well, your annual savings is $20,000. That could be as simple as removing 4 inefficient promotions from your sales plan. What could you do with an additional $20,000? Now move the slider and increase the percent promotional efficiency improvement and see your savings grow. Next, let's reduce the amount you spend on trade marketing by finding other efficiencies. Adjust the percent promotional spending and see your savings grow even more. Imagine all the different ways that you can leverage that cash to confidently grow and scale your brand. Imagine how you can leverage these insights to help your retail partner grow category sales with your expert help. This is where your efforts can explode sales. Now, let's turn this into a reality. Scroll down to the promotion analysis tool Lite. Input one of your promotions. Remember to override all the numbers on the form. They are just there as placeholders. Scroll over the question marks for the definition of each item on the tool. I'll include a cheat sheet on this week's free download that highlights what figures you need. There are several podcast episodes and YouTube videos, including last week's free webinar, How to Calculate the True ROI of a Promotion, that may cover many of the key terms and strategies to populate this tool. I will take a deep dive into them on my Trade Marketing Essentials course. Now, look at the calculations. Play around with the figures above and see how tweaking the different numbers impacts the promotion's ROI. For example, is it better to increase the off-invoice case rate and decrease the in-store demo cost? Learn how each figure can change the promotion's outcome. You can input syndicated data, but if you don't have it, it's not necessary to make the tool work. I share creative workarounds on the How to Calculate the True ROI from a Promotion free webinar recording. I'm in the process of building other, more robust tools that I'll offer a big discount to for my students in my Trade Marketing Essentials course. The 2 free tools that we talked about today are designed to help you better understand the efficiencies of your promotional spending. These are just my ways of giving back. Remember that accuracy matters. These tools provide estimates based on the figures you input. They are not a guarantee. There are a lot of factors that impact the accuracy of the inputs. Data harmonization, out of stocks, poor retail execution, etc. These are issues that go well beyond the promotional tools. I have several workarounds, and again, I'll cover these in detail in my Trade Marketing Essentials course. The best part of these free tools is that you can get each scenario that you create emailed to you. It takes a little while to show up on your inbox, so be patient. Save these and use them to compare against your actual results. You can use the tool to create the promotion and then again to evaluate the promotion after you achieve your objective. This is how you maximize your trade marketing ROI, and this is how you gain a sustainable competitive advantage. Thank you again for listening. I appreciate you for being here. This show is about you and it's for you. Remember, the goal here is to help you get your brand onto more store shelves and into the hands of more shoppers, empowering brands, raising the bar. You can get access to this week's free downloadable guide, the instructions to use the tool, on the podcast webpage and on the tools page, and you can get there by going to brandsecretsandstrategies.com/session190. The question of the day is, how do you leverage your trade marketing and how could you use this tool to maximize your sales? Let me know in the comments. I read every one. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode.